together! Do you want this?
No. I don't. Ryuta is a vegetarian and shouldn't exert himself. I don't want to make anyone sad.
Oh, well, you just did, so congratulations.
The remitter reactivated. Fascinating. It should not have been possible for some hours yet.
Disease is half in the mind after all. Outlook is surprisingly important.
I suppose this means my data was insufficient.
This is the end, Dark Sorcerer Wallenstein. Be judged by the Crimson Breast!
Wait, Angel. It's not just his fault.
Yes, it is!
No, it kind of is, if you think about it. What? Why do you protect him? He is the one who did this to you!
Tell me, Doctor, why did you go so far to grant my wish?
I like how after last chapter, I have yet to have a Sakuya line in this one that isn't just yelling at the top of my lungs. He's a bit agitated right now, I'd imagine.
Why did I grant your wish? My reason is nothing of note. It is not worth telling. This was merely an experiment that has now come to an end.
You must have had a reason. You aren't the sort to go around talking to children without some purpose. I want to know the answer to everything.
The answer is nowhere near as glamorous as you are expecting, I assure you.
Why are they just talking to him instead of, like, you know, stopping all this?
Hey, good morning, Issa. Sorry to spring this on you, but could you take a look at these?
What is it, sir? You seem excited.
It's amazing! The healers we got earlier.
Healers? Ah, the Heala sales from last month.
Yeah, them. From the unusually old human.
Aiding science even after death. Can't we at least call the samples by their proper name?
You've always been serious like that, Issa. These samples are like sweet lovebirds. Touch them with kindness and they respond beautifully.
Just how many lovebirds do you have again?
Dad.
Perhaps you should call them pet birds instead?
Maybe you're right. Anyway, look at this! We've been looking into cancer cell immortality.
This? Indeed. These results are amazing. You're quite lucky with these things.
It's all about love.
Or intuition.
That too.
Kawara Ryuuji. He is quite possibly the most gifted researcher alive. He has abilities and intuition that not even he can explain.
Unfortunately, I can explain it perfectly. My dad's a goofball.
Hey, good morning, Issa. Nice weather, huh? Makes me want to do something outside.
It's already evening. I believe one normally switches to good evening around now.
It's good morning whenever I get up, Issa. Get distracted by things like common sense and you'll miss the greatest discoveries of your life.
Like this
Another
game.
Play Hatoful.
See, what'd I tell you?
The line of the game. That's the moment. Sophistry or something like that.
Sophistry.
Gesundheit.
Hey, good morning, Issa. Whoopsie, we're low on cash. Well, was this the one?
I didn't ask you to pick it up for me.
Here, take it. It's not like we're running out.
Huh. You sound like a pushy salesman.
Your right wing is injured, right? If there's anything I can help you with, just ask.
I've been doing fine so far.
Hey, good morning, Issa. Hey, can I say something?
What is it, sir? I am somewhat busy.
You're always busy. If I waited for you to take a break, I'd die of old age before I got to say.
Talking like this gets us nowhere.
Guess what? I had a kid.
I see. Congratulations.
Well, what? Don't you have anything else to say?
Next time.
Is he delicious looking?
Hey! Enough of that.
Oh god, I've forgotten what the last line was! Right. This is me, isn't it? This
Yeah,
wasn't an
yeah.
answer to the line I just made up.
No.
This game scares
Oh,
me.
Lord.
Not particularly. Reproduction is natural for all living creatures. Of course, were I to become a father, I would feel bad for the child, given my habit of locking myself away in the laboratory.
And my children away in the fridge.
Up until their expiration date.
The only bird who I ever recognized. The only one I ever recognized as worthy of my respect.
Hey, good morning, Issa. I brought you something cool.
What is it?
It's bright and massive, whatever it is. Oh, wait, that's something else.
A fossil! Look at it! It's huge!
You act like an excited child.
Hey, I like geology too! It tempts me with spouse breach. I have no idea what that means.
What's spouse breach?
Adultery.
I will carry on your research while you are out then. Go on.
Dang, you're cold! Hey, listen, want to come with me on a business trip sometime? Field observation is fun. Next one's at the start of the month.
While I am interested in your work, sir, I am partway through a fascinating process at the moment. Perhaps another time.
Once
Yeah?
I've washed all these guts off of myself.
Yeah, I'll invite you next time then.
Very prudent of you not to ask about this process, by the way.
I bet traveling with you would be a blast.
He really is crazy.
Field observation is not exactly sightseeing. I will make sure to open time in my schedule, though. His last moments were dreadfully anticlimactic. He fell ill with a disease endemic to the island. By the time we returned home, he was so emaciated one could barely recognize him. He had watched as many other birds succumbed to disease. So I was sure. Sure that he would die in this examination room, surrounded by his family.
Issa, I always knew this was a possibility.
Yes, sir.
I don't regret the way I did things.
No, sir.
But I just remembered. I do have one regret.
Yes, sir.
I've never done anything a father's supposed to do.
You just remembered that now?
I'd promised to take time off for the first time in years. I want you to do me a favor, Issa. If you ever run into my son, can you do something for him in my stead?
Like wipe out the human race?
Only if it involves killing people. A rather vague request.
And one that got my best friend killed. Thanks a lot, Dad.
Moral of the story, never make vague requests around Shu. He's like one of those evil literal genies from Dungeons and Dragons or something.
He's too nice. He'd never ask for something, even if you wanted it.
I suspect he inherited that trait from his father.
Anyway, if you ever happen to meet him, you don't have to go out of your way to find him or anything.
Very well. I shall remember. What is his name?
Ryuuji. It's Kawara. Ryuuji.
Bye, Dad.
Oh!
You vanished from my life before I ever told you my feelings. And I've chased your shadow since then. Is this what they mean by quitting while you're ahead? Or was it just cowardice? No matter how I study life, its past, its future, I will never be able to surpass you. And that was my only goal. Kawara Ryuuji, the son of Dr. Kawara, carrying half his genetic material and otherwise unrelated. But this boy, he may be the only way for me to catch your shadow now.
So all this because you had the hots from my dad. Gee.
Yes,
Save your progress?
in retrospect, I would have done the thing slightly differently, yes.